Hi everyone, my name is Evert, and this is episode 7 of my series in which I build a time tracking application from scratch and everything using live coding. Just a recap in the first couple of episodes, I did the API for this, and in episode 6, I started working on the front end. So I made some progress with that front end, but I initially decided on a rendered server-side rendering for this front end. And I had lots of arguments why that was like preferable for me over something like React. Um, so that's a few days ago, and I had some more time to think about this, and so I'm kind of like crawling back from that. And I'm actually going to ditch the front end that I've built so far, and I'm going to restart in React this time. And the reason for that is because if I did everything with server rendering, there was a number of things, an amount of plumbing I would need to do on this front end that I didn't really feel like doing. And um, related to building new middlewares, maintaining session state, and all that stuff is just a little bit more difficult and requires more infrastructure when done with with a server side rendered application. So it kind of like it just had me unexcited to work on specifically those problems. And one of the things I want to do with this series is I actually want to, be excited about what I'm doing and just do, rapidly prototype stuff. And so I'm actually gonna just choose to do React after all. Um, and we'll see if I'm happy with that in the long run. But I think it will just get me to a point, or basically get me to the things that I enjoy doing faster. And so that's where I'm at with that. What I'm going to do then is like I'm actually going to start from an empty repository, and I'm basically going to try to attain the same goal as I did in the last video. And this time complete from scratch with React. I have also decided to use ESBuild for this. I haven't used this before. If you probably know Webpack. If you're watching this, ESBuild is an alternative for this. That according to the people from ESBuild, is a lot faster and a lot simpler. Let's see if there's a homepage. Yeah, so they're basically saying that they get 10 to 100 times faster builds because it's not written in JavaScript. So I am new to this part, and there's some stuff that is kind of default with Webpack, such as hot reloading, that doesn't exist in ESBuild, and I do want those features. So I'm gonna actually just kind of figure out how to do this live, in this video stream, and hopefully I don't get stuck. So step number 1 for me is going to make the most minimal possible React application. Step number 2 is get that to build with ESBuild. Step 3 is, let's actually write that down, so those are nicer goals anyway. With TypeScript. Second step is use ESBuild to build this sample. Then add hot reloading. That's already important. Plus a dev server. After that, I want to basically build the basic design/framework. And I'm gonna just maybe I'll copy stuff over from the server rendered version, but also that was a pretty ugly design, so I'm not sure about that either. Also, I try to keep these to an hour, so I'm gonna just see how long I'm excited to do this. So maybe it will be an hour, maybe it will be more. We'll see how it goes. There's no editing in these videos, so this is kind of how it's gonna be. Apologies. Cool. So yeah, let's start with the minimal React sample. So I have an app directory here. I'm going to wipe most of this out. Let's start with a new branch. Episode 7. And so as usual, what I usually do after the end of these episodes, I actually make pull requests with specifically the things I've done in a single session. And what I do, if you're not watching this live, if you're watching this on YouTube later, in the description you can actually find those pull requests. So if you find them going a little fast or something, you might just be able to like look at the actual changes I've made over the course of this hour and all in one place. The version number matches up for me with the episode number, just for fun. Cool. Just gonna go back to this in a little bit. Do I need types node? Maybe not. I'm gonna remove that for now. Don't need curveball anymore. That's the framework on a server. Yeah, this looks good to me. So I want React. It's always a little bit hard for me to figure out what is a dev dependency and a dependency with front-end applications, because with the backend it's pretty simple. Like if we need it to run, then it's a dependency. If we don't need it to run, we only need it during build time or development time, then it's a dev dependency. The thing is with front-end applications is that because we use these bundlers that takes the entire source and turns into this directory, basically everything is a dev dependency to me, because after the build is done, all we need is that output directory and there's no node modules anymore. So as a result, the only logical answer for me for this is that everything is a dev dependency and nothing is a dependency. So I think I'm just going to stick with that for now. Cool. We got ES build. Hopefully that worked. And so I'm going to go to the source next. And also, this is all kind of server-side stuff, so I'm just going to wipe it all out. There we go. I saw some examples here. Oh, weird. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Oh, the whole directory is gone. Interesting. Let's just recreate that one at least. I saw some examples here for bundling for the browser. I guess this is a little weird because it does the server-side stuff. I don't want it to do the server-side stuff. Let's just do the React tutorial. I'm sure there's some code in here, yeah, that will just like do the most basic setup. Not really. Okay. I just want the most basic starter code. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess one of the issues with these is that like these tutorials assume you're using these crazy pre-existing what are they called? Like create React app and stuff. So I don't want to use that. So let's just see if I can just do app.tsx, and I don't think I need this anymore with potentially with ES build. We'll see in a sec. So I'm just gonna do this. This looks good to me. Okay. Ah, man, why isn't there just like a standard, this is how you do stuff from a single JavaScript file? Okay, I think this is it. Let's see. React DOM.render element. So element, we're going to do get element by ID. Let's do main for now. And what are we rendering? I think I can just do tweet. Okay, I think hopefully it works. Anyway, it doesn't even need to work. It just needs to be something. Next thing is I want to have heavy assets. Okay, that's fine still. I'm going to add an index HTML here, which is just going to be very basic. I'm sure like I'm going to get some of these things wrong right now, but time tracking application and script source is app.js. I don't know yet where these are going to show up. And what's next? Let's do, yeah, this needs to be in a head tag. Also maybe let's just add this. Hopefully I got it right. Head. Surprised I'm not getting any good, like decent syntax highlighting in Vim from HTML. Don't really type HTML that much anymore, but cool. And diff. And I wanted to have a main tag. So I'm sure there's tons wrong with this. I'm just gonna slowly kind of get to the point where I can actually test if it's wrong or right. Cool. So those are our basics. So now I need to go to ESBuild. What I'm gonna do for ESBuild, I found this other example that's of someone using ESBuild. It seems recent, and this person has basically a configuration file for ESBuild that also contains support for live reloading and a live server. Who knows what that is? Maybe I will actually use the same route as this person is using. So let's move assets to public. Okay, so this is going to be my server. So let's see if that works. Dev server.js. I'm not going to do TypeScript for this. It seems easier to just do basically use what they use. So I am gonna change this to my coding style. So no tabs, 2 spaces instead. Oops. There. I'm gonna get rid of this weirdness. You might have wondered why did they put a semicolon here. It's probably has to do with the fact that they don't end lines with semicolons. Anyway, so this is like, hope it's not lazy, but it seems like a pretty good place to start. TBH. Cool. Serve.js. I'm just gonna name it the same thing. Serve.js. I also like making makefiles to start this stuff and just collect kind of useful commands. So let's do as a first command start dev which is just my convention for starting a server for development purposes. And I think it's going to be this for now. Okay, let's take a look at all the settings. So this bundle, yeah, obviously we want to bundle. This seems like string replacing anything, so it makes sense. Node.env to bring it along. Entry point is source index, so maybe I will do app for that. Minify only if we're in production, that makes sense. Outfile public script, sure, why not? So that's something I can change. Script. Chokidar, sounds weird. This is the watcher. So this watches for TS and TSX files to change, and then when they change, the builder is going to rebuild. And a live server starts at 8080 by default. I think I'm going to use whatever port I had before. Which was 8902. Okay, so this looks pretty good to me right now. Let's test it out. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Make start dev. Okay, did not work. Why not? Chokidar is not in there. Okay. Live server. Bigger one. Whoa. Oh, wow. What the? That's so interesting. Okay. Okay, so I have a strong hunch what this is. Damn, I can't believe I'm running into this. It's ridiculous. Okay, so there's a developer that's created a bunch of popular packages. And this person seems to have, I don't know if this is actually what this is. It seems very sus. Yeah, this is, oh yeah, here we go. I was just looking at this today, so that's why I noticed. So this person just basically got upset about maybe not getting paid for open source, and started adding all these bugs to their own packages. So I'm gonna guess that whatever package this is, colors, wow, okay, cool. I'm gonna guess this is in here somewhere. Yep, there we go. Okay, so wow, I can't believe this. How do we pin a specific version? Can I do colors? Because I'm sure there was a good version at some point that wasn't broken. This is insane. Okay, 140 was the right one. Okay, let's just see if I can just do this. Okay, change one package. Okay, super lucky I saw this. This must be very, I'm sure this is frustrating a lot of people around the world right now. Okay, could not resolve source index.ts. That's true, because there is no source index. Why are you complaining about that? Is there the word index still in here? No, it's not. Why does this want source index? Okay. Did I not save this? Could not resolve source app. Also true. Okay. New error. Unexpected something. Oh, wow. Okay. React DOM is not defined. I believe you. Import React DOM star. Could not resolve React DOM. I thought I had that package. Why do I have security issues? Okay. Maybe the live server is not maintained. I'm not going to look into that today. Get element by ID is not defined. It's also, I don't even want to get an element by ID. I want it by tag name. You know what? I'm just going to do by ID, and because I don't want to use main anyway, I want to use a div. Because I want to use the main element for something else later. Public HTML. Instead of main, I'm going to call you div ID is app root. React is undefined. I think that's reasonable. Port star as React, so I'm gonna add it anyway. I thought I could get away not adding it, but that's not true. Okay. Containers are DOM elements. App get element by ID. Oh, I know why. It's a little bit too early for React to do this. What I need is event listener. Only do this after the HTML is fully loaded. I think it's ready. Oh, I'm probably super wrong here, but we'll see. Live reload enabled. Whoa. Okay. Okay, maybe this event listener is not correct. DOM load ready. Wow, it's very different. DOM content loaded. I guess that's what I want. Seems to be supported everywhere. That's good. Okay, target container is not a DOM element back there. What if I do document get element by ID app root right now? Okay. Debugger. Oh yes, this file is going to be all of React. There's my thing. Okay. That's funny. Yeah, so it is fine. Okay, so I must have, something else must be going wrong. Play. Okay. It's really just a matter of putting my script tag under. That's, I feel like the event I just added should deal with that. But I guess I'm just gonna listen to what I'm told and add a script tag here. Also, I don't want this breakpoint anymore. Okay, I should just make sure that this is correctly beginning of it. Well, okay. Average. Seems fine. Oh wow, did I just, is this just a matter of getting the order wrong? I guess like element container. Yeah, it sounds like it. Okay, here we go. Working React application using ES build. Okay, we did it. Okay, and also we got live reloads, which is the other thing I really wanted. So what are, let's review our goals. Did I delete the goals file? Nope, it's still here. Did this, did this, did this. Build a basic design / framework. Cool. And I think we have more than enough time for that. All right. Fun. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my CSS back, my ugly CSS. If you're seeing this and you feel inspired to help me out and make this slightly less ugly, please tell me. Type is text/CSS. Okay, there's my CSS. Now I'm gonna build the application. So we had a couple of components. We had a header, and we had I think a title layer, sub, and a nav. I think the nav had a list of one, two, and close the header, main. So I'm gonna put a router here in here or something at some point, and I think that's it. So let's do it this way. This empty tag at the start lets us say we don't have a group or a shared parent. Wow, this immediately dies when it gets an error. That's not fun. Because like I want ESLint or ESBuild to just not easily recover from errors. So I'll need to figure out if there's a way I can do that, because every time I make a small mistake I don't want to have to restart my dev server. Okay, so that didn't work. Oh, because it's no longer called greet. It's called app now. There it is. Cool. There's our good old design. Okay, cool. This is honestly, it's going a lot better than I thought. So one of the things I'm not doing right now is doing any TypeScript checking. And also I had some issues with Vim this week. And as a result, let's see, can I move this pane to a new tab? Tmax move pane to new tab. Did I do it? Yeah, I did it. That's so neat. Cool. No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, so I broke TypeScript in my Vim. It was just like so brain-numbingly slow that I couldn't bear it anymore. But I think I'm just gonna add it back now and just see if it was just like, maybe it was a temporary issue that everything was terrible. Let's add it back. Yes, and there's a TypeScript error. React is declared, but its value is never read. And the reason for that is that, oh, this is interesting. I wonder, okay, so there's a couple of different ways where TSX and JSX can be interpreted. I'm gonna go back to the old way. The old way requires React to be imported explicitly. It's still fine. And the new way doesn't. I'm not sure if the ESBuild supports the new way, so I guess I can just, maybe I should just take a look at that. It's so interesting, I think. Bond builds, okay, npm. So let's take a quick look at the documentation. Can I use the new JSX syntax? That seems like a pain. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to do this. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it this way. I'm not going to make it more difficult than I have to. I just want to kind of actually just get a working application somewhat. So I'm going to open another tab and open our API. Let's just start making that makefile too. Start dev npm run script. Okay, cool. The API is loaded. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Localhost 8901. No, doesn't work. Weird. Ubuntu. Once again. So we have our main endpoints here. So we have schemas, we have clients, projects, and people. So what I'd like to do is a little crazy is like, so these, because this is I've explained this in earlier episodes, but our API effectively is, you can open it in a browser, and if you open it in a browser, it will re-render the JSON as an HTML page like this. So if I go to, say, the list of projects, so this looks like a, kind of design developer, like focus page, but it's an HTML page nonetheless. If I open it in curl, you just get JSON. So that's kind of like where it really like this exists to just make it easier to just like look at the data that exists in your API. See, there's the same information. So another thing I'm doing is that every time I build APIs, if I go to the root of the API, I also want to be able to see something. So I just want to allow developers to discover basically what APIs exist. So I'm not fully certain if I'm going to keep this system as is, but what I'm thinking of doing, I want to just read this and grab links from here and use that to populate the application. So where is the application right now? 8902. So we have this navigation bar here. So why shouldn't I just grab these and put them in here? I think it seems like fun. I'm like, we'll see how it goes. Maybe it's a little too crazy because also I think I would need lists of people. Will I use these titles? Okay, I'm gonna think about this. Let's see what we can do with this. So the first thing I need is to install a tool called Ketting, which is the client for these types of web services. It's if you use React Query or SWR, I think those are all very similar. It's also going to be interesting to see is like whoa, am I running the server multiple times? No, okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so first thing I need is our API client. So that's called Ketting. I'm gonna import that right now. Import client from Ketting. And also there's Ketting is a standalone JavaScript library for dealing with hypermedia APIs. And also there's a helper library that basically deeply integrates into React, so I'm installing that as well. This React getting library has something that's called a provider, and the provider basically is it lets you globally set up the client, and then the client is accessible from any component in in your application. So we're going to need a getting provider as well. So for now, I'm just going to hard code the API URL. So and eventually we'll want to have these accessible as environment variables. But yeah, again, the focus is on getting something to work, and then we can kind of figure out some of those details later. Okay, no error. I'm gonna just take it as a positive. So next thing I want to do is I just want to start making these components. So I want to make specifically a nav component. So it looks like this killed our dev server again. This is going to be very annoying. Okay. Let's restart the dev server. Okay, cool. The component works. So I'm just gonna do kind of this first kind of somewhat crazy thing, which is like, let's just grab every link from this and just dump it right in the navigation. So I need some more stuff for that. Specifically, I want to use resource or use collection. No, actually, I want to use resource for this from React client, React getting. This hook basically lets us load in a specific resource, and the resource I want to load in is the home. So I can just do use resource. So sorry, I need to think about this for a sec. The hook is use resource, and I can put a URL, and I'll just do slash, because slash will be relative to when we set up the client in the first place. So we don't need a full URL anymore, and it will expand to this. So this returns a couple of different things. It returns a loading indicator. It returns an error potentially, and it may return the resource state. That's the thing we care about most. So the first thing we want to do, this is not gonna be available right away. So for now, this will return a loader. So I will probably turn this specific thing into a component as well at some point. If error, I also want to handle errors. Return div error dot message. It's going to be a pretty end user unfriendly error, but I think it's okay for now. Loading. And lastly, the resource states. That's the one we care about. Resource state has links, and those are these. So I'm going to get all links. Get all. And then from here, we are going to loop through it. Links.map link. And you are returning an li with link.title. Cool, our dev server died again. There we go, network error when attempt to fetch resource. Kind of beautiful. Oh, it is indeed dead. So let's see if we can fix that. I think it's just this TT types thing that it loses the link because it's all kind of done on localhost. Every time I do npm install, it will lose that link. So I just did it again, and I'm going to start the server again. So hopefully the API is running now. Yeah, seems like it. Cool, I got an API here and got a front end here that still wants to do a network error. So why is that? It looks like it did an options, not a get request. So that's, yeah, seems like it's a course problem. Classic course. Git checkout the episode 7. So we want to add a new course middleware to this. I didn't do that yet. Set curveball course. This is our list of middlewares, and as you can see above, it lost the link again. Very annoying. I think I just need to set up a proper GitHub packages for this, and then this will be less annoying, hopefully. Course needs what does course need? Does it need anything, or can I just pass an empty thingy? I'm assuming we want to add an allowed origin in here, which we just want to let the front end access this. Allowed origin is not assignable to. Did you mean allow origin? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Now we have course. Boom. And that seems to have worked. Amazing. I think the layout isn't good here. I think it's simply because these are expected to be wrapped inside a nav. Let's do it pretty. Each child on list should have a unique key prop. Okay, that should be easy. Give it a key prop. Link.href is unique. True is not assignable to key. Okay. Oh, is it because of the dollar? Because that's totally not supposed to be in there. Okay, and of course the server died. There you go. Hi, network error. What's the network error today? Course request did not succeed. Interesting. Status code null. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I guess I'd use 127001 this time. It's not intentional, but let's just make it a little easier and support both. JSON schema definitions, list of clients, list of project, list of people. Okay, cool. So that works. Great. So this is pretty ugly, and this is not necessarily what everyone needs to see. So what I'm going to do is kind of absurd, but I will basically create a small configuration thingy that maps some of these to. I guess I don't need configuration right now. I might do that a little later. Let's do switch link.rel. The default will be to return this. Okay, and maybe I can just do it in a separate function too, in a separate component. Export function nav item needs a link. And in here, seems fine. Okay, links to map link, and that's just going to be nav item link equals link. And I need to add a correct type for this. You can't just pass arguments like this. It needs to be part of a props object. Okay, cool. So the whole purpose of this is that I want to basically special case stuff that are in this list. And this is kind of the ridiculous part. I'm going to actually special case literally everything for now. So what's the point of this? The point is that, like, if in the future we're adding a new link to this home, I just want there to be a navigation item right from the get-go. Maybe it's silly to do this. It does seem a little bit unnecessary, not going to lie. But this is how I'm going to do it today. Cool. So I first of all, if it's schema collection, I just want to outright return null because it's a skip. If it's maybe this can go here. And then the key is fine. The title starts off as a link.title. This is he's not happy with this because title might be undefined. If it's undefined, we'll use the rel. I think that's always available, and it's basically the best next thing. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep this. Title is fine. Then I'm going to use this here, and I'm going to override it for all three currently. Client collection is going to, title is going to say clients, and project collection projects. Person collection people. Okay, how does this look? Probably, yep, it crashed again. Great. Clients, project, people, and an extra semicolon just for fun. That's not this one. It's this one. Okay. That seems to work. Great. Okay, I'm going to, time to change the title, and for now that's going to be called Time Tracker. And the next thing I'm going to do is that for each of these pages, I want to make sort of a default implementation of those pages. These all need to become links. Let's see if I can do that as well. href, sorry, ahref, link, that's it, href. Client, project, person, cool. All these seem to be good. Okay, cool. I'm already kind of anticipating several things that are going to have to be fixed. Is that first of all, these three endpoints break currently, so the dev server doesn't pick up on them. Dev server should basically load index.html for everything that would otherwise 404, at least on the dev server side for now. That's a pretty reasonable thing to do. So live server is probably the one I need. And let's take a look at the npm package called live server. And let's see if there's a fallback option or something like that. Whoa, this hasn't been republished in 3 years, so that's a little scary, I would say. Okay, when set, serve this file for every 404 useful for single page applications. Okay. Did not work because for sure I need to restart it now. Clients, project, people, cool. So I kind of, oh yeah, okay, cool. I get a full refresh for these. I think that's okay. It's pretty fast. But now I need to do the kind of the React router stuff. Yep, let's do that. Start the tutorial, read the docs. Familiar. Okay, configuring routes. Cool. Let's do it. I'm going to install npm react router dom at 6. And oops, gonna kill you. I'll do it as a dev dependency once again. Let's add it to the app for now. Import browser router route from React router DOM. I want to keep my convention of keeping all external stuff together and then all the internal stuff unused. That makes sense. And then I guess the browser routers can go here in main, maybe for now. Browser router. Routes. Okay. I wonder why it needs 2 levels of nesting for this. You'd think that one is enough, but maybe not. Route. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not going to make a route for project clients and people for now. What I'm instead going to do is I'm going to just start with our catch-all, the 404-ish page. So it's kind of like a default route. Index routes, okay. Interesting. Not found routes. Really, that's the one I want. Route, path, star, element. Not found. We're going to do the resource render. That's a component doesn't exist yet. To resource page. Cool, that should have killed the dev server again. It's okay. Okay, import star as React from React. Function, export function, resource page. So what kind of props does a, what's outlet? What kind of props does a component get? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's done with a hook. Okay, why not? Import use params from React router DOM. I am a page. No matching export. Okay, is that true? Yes, that seems to be true. Okay, can we start it now? I am a page. Hi. Okay, great, that works. So what are you console logging now? Each child on the list should have a unique key prop. Okay, what list is this? Nav item still? I thought I had that. Oh yeah, I guess the key can go here now. It must go here now. Yep, dev server died. Of course it would. I am a page. Great. Okay, what are we logging? Nothing. Okay, so what I want to know from the React router is actually I don't have any parameters. I want to know the full URL. So, is that possible? React router, API reference. Routing, navigation, use href. Resolves, no. Use location. Yes, I think that's the one I want. Use location. Returns the current location object. This can be useful if you like to perform some side effect whenever the current location changes. Yes, I would. So dot path name, is that the one I want? I think so. I want everything except the query parameters, I think. Okay, I am a page. Project. Okay, cool. Oh wait, this actually, we're still refreshing this. That's not good. Okay, I need to figure out why that happens. Okay, actually, I'm going to focus on that for now. We'll step back. I want the browser router to exist all the way over here. And does it automatically intercept these links? I have no idea. No. Okay, so this is why people use the link object from React DOM router. So I think I need to use router link. Is that true? Did I get it? Okay, I think it might be the word too. Oh my god, is my memory good enough? It seems to be. Okay, let's see. Oh, of course, the development server died. Wow, this is going to be very annoying. Clients, project, people. Okay, cool. This works. If you look here now, yeah, we got the D's, so that's exactly what we want. Okay, perfect. I saw the word help in there too. So that's just a holdover. And resource page now gets /person. So the goal of this is that if I'm going to the API, these URLs now match my API URLs. That's kind of a goal here. Because what I want to do now is I just want to grab project and do something with that. I am a page. Okay. So we want another getting tool, which is use resource. I think I used that before. And in this case, I'm going to get loading error resource state from use equals use resource location.path name. Return if we're loading, return if we are erroring. This would be so nice to generalize somehow. I think the answer to that is React suspense, but yeah, I don't have support for that yet. Error. And then eventually we want to return, I don't know, title, I guess. And a body, and I don't really know what those bodies are yet. But I can make something up in the meantime. So title is going to be what? Can we do, this one doesn't have a good title. So resource state dot. Okay, there's a couple of different ways to determine the title, and I'm going to just try all of them. So get title, wants a resource state. And returns a string. If resource state, okay, let's do it this way. Let title. Title equals resource state dot data dot title. If title, return title. Is this a good pattern? This seems so annoying. To do this like 100 times. Okay, let's see if I can do it this way. Return. No. Okay. Resource data, data title. So if there's a title in the body, there isn't. There's only a total. Then title is going to contain that. If there's no title yet, then maybe title should be name of the link, which sometimes is available. Links dot get self title. I also want to, if there's a whole bunch of different ways to do this again. Resource state dot data name, say there's name property in here somewhere, then like we're gonna assume that's the title. So the self title link seems good. Did that already, and then if that all fails, then the title is going to be a lame resource state dot URI. So sorry, it's gonna keep this format. And the body is just gonna JSON serialize the body, the data. Const body is JSON dot stringify resource state dot data. Whoops. Okay. Whoa. Didn't kill the server. All right, so we got a title and we got the body. Interesting. Cool. I want to make some changes on the server now because it'd be nice to actually have good titles. So this is the API, and I'm going to change the project endpoint, the people endpoint, and the clients endpoint. And I'm going to add a title for all these links. Okay, that was the API side. Let's reload this. People, projects, clients. Awesome. That's what we were looking for. So what I'd really like to do is for just like in general for this thing to respond and return some information about what kind of thing it's responding. So sometimes it might be a resource type property. It might be a class that Siren says use the word class to indicate what kind of thing we're returning. A better example is like, here's a specific project that has a name, create that, modify that. It would be nice if there was a resource kind here that tells us this is a project. So I think that's something I want to add later, and then the front end can use that information to decide how to render certain things. Oh yeah, I just want to show something cool is that despite that we only have those 3 things in navigation, this already should work. Okay, it didn't. Great, wow. Oh, is that because of the extra slash? Yes, it is. Okay, I can fix this. I have the technology. Hey, there we go. Time tracking application. Whoa, that's a fast reload. But yeah, so any URL in here will actually go to the API and get the stuff from the API. So that's kind of fun. So I'm gonna do some kind of hacky stuff for now to basically make it possible to navigate this API a little. So I want to do some better stuff with this body. Specifically, I want to render a couple of things. Collection links, so everything that's a collection, we want to just render a number of things in that from that collection, and collection links. I also want to just render a body properties, I guess that's what I'm going to call it. And both of these can get, I'm going to guess like a resource is probably best for this. Oh, we don't have an explicit resource, we can get it. Collection links, body properties. Okay, this is a new component that we're going to start using. Collection links from collection links imports body properties from cool. That seems to be good. And do I want to change my mind with the resource stuff? This might be nice to just load faster. I'm just going to keep it like this for now. It's fine. Don't already this, but I do need those new 2 components. Oh, and I'm going to stick to my convention to make the file name casing the same as the component name casing. It always just feels a little weird because I use dash case for everything, and then except for React components, but it seems to be an industry sort of standard, so I'm just gonna stick with that. Collection links TSX. I'm gonna just reuse a lot of this stuff for now, and just remove what I need. Props. Resource, we want a getting resource. Don't need these 2. Don't need that. And use resource, we can just use props.resource. Use location is no longer needed. Don't need a title. Cool. So we're at the point that I want it to be. Cool. That's collection links. I'm going to do the other one right away too. Copy, which was body properties. This one is just going to use data, which is a shortcut for resource data. And let's do this one first. So what I want to find is, this is the API. We have a list of projects, and I want to find all the projects and create a nice table for this. So I see project 1, project 2. Those are use the item relationship. So I'm going to find those links and then render basically a very similar table. Cool. So that shouldn't be too hard. But instead of use resource, we're going to need use collection. So use collection is another hook from React getting that similar to use resource, but it's specialized for things that are collection-like. So for instance, this is a collection because it has a list of items inside of it. And it gives some useful facilities to make it slightly easier to work with collections. And it basically, one of those things is that it returns items instead of a resource state. And items we can use to walk over to div class. Can do a section for this maybe. So interesting. Oh yeah, first thing I do want to do is that if there's no items, then I don't even want to render this. And I'm also going to not render anything if there's loading, because the loading of this thing is already handled somewhere else. Yeah, that seems fine. I'm just going to be lazy in this case, not do the error handling either, because this uses the exact same resource as the other one. And so any errors that would happen is already handled by its parent component. So we can just basically make this a little bit simpler. Also, if there's no items, then while we're still loading, there's also no items. So I can just do this for a very minimal version of this. So I don't even need loading. Okay, now if there are items, then these are child resources. So I need to render a specific component for that. So that's collection item. I'm going to write this component in a second. Resource equals item. And this collection, or this one renders one specific row in our table, and let's see. Sorry, one sec. I guess this is an unordered list. That looks a little nicer. Also, this is going to want a key, which I always use the URL for, because it's unique for something that's in a collection. Alright, so collection item, it receives the same props, but this time the resource it receives is actually the child, so to say. So we do want to have a loader for this. Loading, error, and data, I think we want, equals use resource props dot resource. So I'm gonna copy stuff from here. It's useful to keep this. And then if it's succeeded, I want to render a link with the name of the resource. And we already have a nice function for that, so I think it's time to put that in the utility. resource util.ts. We'll find a better place than later. I just want to make sure that our resource page, the get title, is shared. Cool. Generic get title, collection links. Why is this failing? Cannot be used as a JSX component. Its elements are undefined. Okay, fair, because I'm not allowed to just do return. I need to do return null for it to be valid. Okay, so it's fixed. Collection item has some issues still. We need to actually render something. And I want to render a link. That is the router link specifically. I think I'm gonna call it link here from React router DOM. This is our Ahref alternative, I guess, to link to. I'm going to link to resource state.uri, and the title is going to be get title resource state. Router link li. Cool. A little bit messy. Let's fix that. Oh yeah, I decided to just call it link, not router link. Cool. Okay, so that's our entire collection links component. And now the body properties component. It should be a little simpler. I'm gonna do the same thing as where I don't really need a separate loader for this because I know this is going to be fine and the error is already handled by a parent. I do want to cool. Yeah. So what I intend to do here is that basically we have a data object, and that's is going to contain this stuff. And all I want to do there is just show that in a more table-like fashion. So I'm going to make a literal table for that this time. Maybe a header value. And then I'm going to loop through the properties. Oh, I also want to make sure that if there's nothing in data, then I'm just going to return null as well. And if it's not, data could be a bunch of different things. So maybe if data, type of data is a string, then maybe we'll just render that, return contents section data. And then change this to div. That's fine. And basically, like, I want to know if it's not a string. I think for now I'm just going to assume it's an object, which is going to be mostly true. So I want to get the keys and values for that. And again, if there's nothing in here, I just want to not render anything. If there is something in there, I'm going to render the table that I promise. Did I accidentally lose that table? I guess so. I must have deleted it. Looping over the keys and values. Unknown is not assignable to React portal. Okay, I guess because the value can be any kind of value. So if value type of value equals string, then I want new val to just be value. And by default is cannot render this type. There's a lot of stuff here that can use some cleaning up in the future. This can be a string or a number. Okay, so do we have errors? I guess not. Okay. Whoa. That's wild. Oh, because this is the root. I'm looking at the root. Okay. Clients. Here's the clients. Okay. Okay, so this is also interesting because if we link to a specific thing right now, we'll use the full URL. And I actually want to support this. It's a little crazy. Oh, something else is going wrong here. tr cannot appear as a child of table, add a t-body. Really? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, let's fix that first. Remember t-body, I feel like it was added after, right? But I'm just gonna follow what they're telling me. It seems like a good idea. Okay, that's fine now. Each child in a list should have a unique key prop. Body properties is the issue. Okay, that makes sense too. Let's get this one header head, and this one gets key. Easy. Okay, no longer errors. Good. Cool. People A words. Those are the projects. Key value seems to work. All looks very ugly. We're gonna clean all that up. And if I go here, it breaks everything. Interesting. If I go back to projects, it will continue to be broken. I don't know why that is. Yeah, that's something that's worth figuring out. I feel like it might be one of the components not refreshing itself after it got a new URL. But yeah, it's worth looking into. Maybe once something goes to an error state, it cannot leave the error state. Cool, this is fun. But there's a lot to do. Okay, I think that's probably going to be the end of this stream. Yeah, I think accomplished a lot. So we have a basic framework for building the rest of this application in React. We're using ESBuild, which was new to me, and we got some really ugly rendering going for these 3 different pages. So yeah, I think I'm happy with the results here. So yeah, if you're watching this later on YouTube, then everything I did today is going to be summed up in a pull request, so you can just like go through as you're maybe watching this or something. You can just look at the pull request and see all the changes I made, because I know it can go a little fast in the stream. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.